Fans, I'm Scott. This is Scott's House of HO Racing. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, please do down below, do the LSS as I call it, the like, share, subscribe. I would sincerely appreciate that. If you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate your patronage and stopping back by the channel, and always encourage everybody, even if you're not a subscriber, to leave comments. I always love interacting with everybody on my channel. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. This is the video for Buy It Before EvilBAY Auto World 2. I have 5 more cars sitting in front of you tonight. As you can see there, I've got a couple of rare exclusive set cars, and then 3 other cars from different series throughout the auto world. So without further ado, I will get started. The first 2 that I have in front of you, as always, I always start with the out of the package first, and then I always work my way from oldest to newest. And so it just so happens that the 2 oldest are the 2 out of the package, and that is the Tire Kingdom Pontiac and the NTB Pontiac of Shane Gray and Johnny Gray, respectively. Those are 2 set cars only. They came in the 2-in-1 racetrack, the NHRA is what it was called, and that was released in 2010, and that was not sold in stores. That was an exclusive sale through Big O Tires and Tire Kingdom and NTB and other distributors like that back in 2010. Both of those cars are what I would consider a C8, which is, if you remember from the very beginning, very clean with very little wear. And it just so happens that these 2 cars are 2 that, if you remember the tour of Scott's House of HO Racing, were the 2 that were sitting on the desk that I'd mentioned that I was going to be putting on, getting ready for eBay. Well, they never got put on eBay because I got disgusted with eBay, and now they're EvilBAY, and that's why I'm doing these videos now. The reason for replacing those 2 is because I was actually fortunate enough to buy that whole set. So now I have the complete box set of that 2-in-1 racetrack NHRA, and it came with 4 cars. These 2 cars right here that you see in front of you, and 2 Super 3 stock cars. So I've got basically a brand new set with the cars that came with it. I no longer need these 2 cars because I've got the set that came with mine. So I have raced these cars, so these are used, and the only time they were raced is by myself. When I purchased them, they had not been used at all, and so the only person that has used these is me, myself, and I, the 3 of us. So anyway, those are the first 2 cars this evening. From the 2-in-1 racetrack, the 2 Pro Stock Pontiacs from the Tire Kingdom, which was driven by Shane Gray, the NTB, which stood for National Tire Brand, which was the Johnny Gray car. That box 2-in-1 racetrack set was released in 2010, and it was not released in stores. Both of these cars grade out at a C8. And the next one that I have in line is the one that's right behind them, which is the Bob Bodie Stupid Fast Racing Funny Car. That is from the release 9, and that is car 4 of 8. And that series specifically was released in 2012. Great looking car, great looking tampo on all of these cars, to be quite honest. That is one thing that I have to give it to Auto World on. They just knock it out of the park whenever they do their tampo. In the still shots, you'll be able to see a lot better detail on a lot of these cars than what you're seeing right here, right now. And that stupid fast one is one that's very detailed. I like it. The next one in line would be the Ron Capps NHRA funny car, and it's called the Napa Black, as you can see right there. And it's normally Napas are blue and yellow, and in that particular year, they ran in 2019, they ran it black and yellow in a few races, with the brakes being the highlighted. And that's the reason they went with that particular paint scheme on that one. And that was from release 23 in 2019, like I mentioned, and that is car 4 of 4 in that series. And then last but not least, car 5 tonight on Buy It Before EvilBAY Auto World 2 is the another Legends of the Quarter Mile funny car, which, as you can see there, this is car 3. And in the previous Auto World 1, you got to see car 2, which was the Tom the Mongoose McEwen. So this is car number 3, release number 25, car 3 of 3. It is the, like I said, the 1971 Dodge Challenger, and it is called, and then that was done on the paint scheme of the Ram Chargers. And if you're familiar with any of the late 60s, early 70s funny cars, that was a very popular car. That was actually a bunch of Dodge engineers that got together and did that after hours, using factory parts and experimenting, and were very successful at it. So there's a little history on the 5 cars tonight. Those are all great cars to have. These 2 in particular, if you're looking to be a collector, or if you're already collecting, those would be 2 to have. For sure, if you're into the Auto World 4-gear drag racing series cars. There's nothing wrong with racing them either, because obviously they run. I ran them. They work perfectly when I got them. I just got 2 brand new ones that I don't need anymore that are now in my case. The Bob Bodie collectible there. All you have to do is go on eBay and see, as these cars all get older, how much the price goes up. And once again, I'll just remind everybody, it's simple supply and demand. More people are in the hobby, and just like everybody, when they buy their first set, the next thing they do after they get bored with those 2 cars is they want to buy a couple of more cars and then try to go faster, and then it just snowballs from there. But it's hard not to buy more of these drag racing cars because of all the different liveries that they have on them. They're just really cool, detailed cars, and they're a lot of fun going down the track. So this will be the last time that you're going to hear me tonight, because basically I'm just going to let the pictures do the talking on the last part of the video. So I will remind everybody, if you haven't caught any of the previous 3 videos on the any of the Buy It Before EvilBAY series that I've got going on right now, basically how it works is if you're interested in any of these cars or on any of the videos, simply email me what cars you're interested in and your mailing address. I will email you back the total cost to your door. If the total cost of the cars comes to $100 before shipping or more, then I will ship those out to you for free. So all you'll have to do is some simple math, and if it comes to over $100, then just send me your address, and then I'll send you invoice via PayPal. As soon as I receive payment, then the cards get shipped out within 48 hours, and I notify you via email with the tracking information so you can watch them to your door. And like I always have with my sales on with YouTube and with eBay, and on my personal business, Scott's House of HO Racing, which you can Google, I have a 100% money back guarantee. If you receive the car and you don't like it for any reason, you want to return it, you simply email me back, say, Scott, I don't want it anymore. Return it back to me in the condition it was shipped to you. As soon as I receive it, I refund the purchase price of the car, or cars if you happen to have to return more than one. Obviously, I'd prefer if you purchase them, you don't have to return them, but just feel confident that you are protected with the PayPal warranty, and you're also protected with Scott's own personal warranty of on the return and the 100% cash back on the purchase price. So if you have any questions on any of that, on how that works, you can contact me through the business, through the email. It's really easy to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to assist in any way. If you've got questions on any of these cars, if you want more details than what I've given on them tonight, I'd be more than happy to try to dig to see if I can't find some more details. But just suffice to say that if you're into the auto world, 4-gear drag racing cars, I've got 5 really good examples right here in front of you, and they all bring something different to the table as far as looks go. So without further ado, I want to thank everybody again for checking out the channel. If you haven't, one last plug for the channel, I would appreciate it. If you're new, please, down below, LSS, like, share, subscribe. I know it sounds crazy, but I've had over 2,000 views in the last month on my videos, and I don't even have 1,000 subscribers. So I would really appreciate if we could get that up to over 1,000 to at least match half of the people that are watching these videos. That would be really, really appreciated, and it would obviously grow the channel a lot quicker and get everybody's knowledge on this channel a lot more wiser and a lot more in depth on stuff, because I am going to keep the video content moving. If you haven't seen the previous video on the tracks construction on 5/5 of 2022, go back and check it out. Long story short, I'm in the process of moving. That's why I'm going through a bunch of my inventory and trying to sell it before I have to move it, because I'd rather sell it and ship it off than pack it and worry about it being damaged during the move. So please, like I said, if you're already a subscriber, share it with friends, tell them they need to subscribe, ring the bell. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Help grow this channel, help grow the hobby. And like I said, if you've got any questions on anything, on any of my content, tips, suggestions, ideas on new stuff, I'm more than welcome to listen and see what we can do to accommodate everybody. This is a channel for the HO hobby enthusiast, and not just for guys that like to race. It's also for collectors and guys that just like to learn a little bit about the history of the hobby as we go along, kind of like what I do on the beginning of every single one of these videos. I give a little history on the cars, where they came from, how old they are, and you know, just give you a little background on basically the hobby that we all enjoy. So once again, I'll shut up, quit rambling. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Get out there, light some sparks, and melt some plastic. I'm Scott. Take care. Bye-bye.